Christopher Plummer's stern character kept the children under control, but Maria was a warmer and much welcome figure. And this was the first time that you met Maria on screen, ladies. What was it like working with Julie Andrews?
Go ahead, Ange.
Well, morning, Deb. It was a great experience. We started off with our first scene that we shot was My Favorite Things. And we just fell in love with Julie right from the beginning. She was lovely to work with continually for the whole movie. So it was quite a pleasure, the whole production.
Angela, you know, I can see you as a little girl, and I can tell that that is you. Still now.
White hair and all, right? We have the same face. It just gets a little older, I like to think.
It's beautiful.
So, Debbie, tell us about your memories of the audition process.
Well, the audition for me, I remember arriving at 20th Century Fox Studios, and there was probably a couple hundred other kids there. And they asked me to sing, and the only song that I knew at the time was Do Re Mi. So I sang Do Re Mi. And then they said, go wait. And I waited like an hour, I think it was, as far as I can remember anyway. And they asked me to come back in, and they had me sing with a piano accompaniment. And I did that, and then that was it. I didn't hear back for a long time, like it seemed like a month or longer. And then I was called in, I want to say it was like right after the New Year, maybe. I don't know, I don't remember exactly, but they asked me to do a screen test, and after that, then they put us together. You know, I think Robert Wise had different families that he had chosen, 14 kids, and he kept mixing us up and trying to figure out what's the most likely family here. And I got lucky, very fortunate.
Great.
It's just, can you believe that even to this day, people are still talking about this film?
It's unbelievable.
Well, we knew it was
60 years.
Go ahead.
Oh,
Deb?
no, I was just gonna say it's hard to believe that it's 60 years. How can that be?
I will, especially since we're only 40.
I know, it's weird.
You know, we knew when we were filming it that there was something magical about it. It just all, you know, even though we had Mother Nature against us, we had quite a bit of rain, which made us stay in Austria a lot longer. We knew that there was some magic in this show. Julie was not a star at the time. She had done Mary Poppins. She was a star on Broadway, but not in movies. And so it was a very iffy for 20th, you know, to take a chance on her carrying this movie. But she was nominated for Mary Poppins while we were in Salzburg. And it was, you know, it would just seem to all come together. I think Robert Wise did a great job of casting it.
I was going to ask that, Angela, because obviously we look back at it now as a classic from our childhood, but at the time, it wasn't like you said, it wasn't like Julie was this massive star. So it wasn't like a banker. It wasn't a home run that this film was going to be as successful, both commercially and critically, as it was, right?
As a matter of fact, 20th put all of its chips in on this movie because it had quite a lot of expenses, I think, from a mega film they had made before this. And I guess they got the dailies back, and they must have been pretty excited about what they saw. Yeah. It kind of got them out of a hole, and for all these years, it's held its own.
Yeah, absolutely.
Amazing. And Angela, Julie actually taught you all the songs from Mary Poppins as well, didn't she?
Yes, she did. And that's when we kind of fell in love with her. She was like our Fräulein, you know. She taught us songs. We danced between takes. She was just embraced us all. And I think it really shows in the film. And
is it true you can sing supercalifragilisticexpialidocious? Yes, I said it backwards.
Very good, yes. Docious aliexballisticfragilcalorupus. That's how she talks to us.
That is impressive.
And I'll never forget it.
Debbie, what are your memories of being on set with Christopher Plummer and Julie Andrews?
Well, like Angela said, Julie Andrews was wonderful. She embraced us as if she were our own nanny. Christopher Plummer, on the other hand, was very cool,
Yeah.
kind of standoffish and sort of authoritative. So we feared him a little bit, like we were supposed to. And there you go. That was the look we got from him when we were on the set a lot of times. He kind of kept to his own, and she hung out with us.
Yeah.
And Debbie, you were only, were you 7 at the time of filming? And your
I
tooth,
was.
your tooth fell out, didn't it?
Actually, a total of 8 teeth fell out during the process. So every time I lost a tooth, I had fake teeth, and they would just add a tooth and add a tooth until towards the end I had it was like a retainer. So it was like dentures. I had top and bottom.
But one thing that wasn't faked was the Austrian landscape. I mean, because you look at that now, and people often say, "Oh, it's it's the CGI, or it's just like background and or whatnot." But that was, Angela, that was just the beautiful Alps, right?
It was. And it looks like that to this day. I lead a tour every year, and we go to all the locations, and I talk about my memories and stuff in Salzburg. I'll be doing that again in April. And every time I go back, it's like picking up where I left off. Everything looks exactly the same. If there's one thing they have kept, it's the beauty of Salzburg, and it is a beautiful city. And nothing was CGI. I don't even think people were dreaming about CGI when we made the movie.
Yeah, of course.
Today they can create whole cities in CGI, but nope, it was real. Every moment and every bit of it.
I was
They
honestly
didn't have
taken back when I
Steadicams
heard that
either.
today. I honestly thought that was all CGI until today.
Just like,
yeah,
just
lovely.
Fake, yeah.
And
No,
you go
it's
back
lovely.
you go back to Austria every year, don't you, Debbie, to do the Sound of the Music tours?
I don't go every year, but I go as often as I can. And it's not necessarily to do the tour. I just like to go and wander around.
And does it bring back
But
some
I
lovely
have.
memories?
I took the tour once.
And does it bring back lovely memories every time you go back? Is it really nostalgic?
Oh, yes, totally. I mean, it's just looking at the streets that we walked up and down, and all the fountains and the places that we were, especially when we were doing the Do Re Mi scene, and the gardens is what I love. I don't know if you know this about me, but I do design gardens now. That is what my love is in the summertime and springtime here. So I think my inspiration for what I do now all started then.
How funny, isn't it incredible for both of you that a part, obviously a huge part and a huge movie, but you didn't know that at the time, has had such an unbelievable influence in your life. Like Angela going back to Austria every year, Debbie, you having this interest in horticulture. It's quite something, isn't it, that it still resonates down the years. And are you in touch, Angela, I'll start with you. Are you in touch with the rest of the cast? I know you guys get together, you call the non-traps now, I believe.
Yes, we do call ourselves the non-traps. Yes, we stay in touch. We are a family that gathers, and this picture you're seeing right now, those are Charmian's 2 daughters. We lost Charmy several years ago, but her 2 daughters invited us all for a 60th celebration. We went to the beach there. We had a lovely little party, and Nicholas, who played Frederick, he was doing a play in Australia, and so during intermission, he would get onto the Zoom,
so
and then
nice.
Dwayne, he lives up in Colorado, and he's there also on that Zoom that you're seeing there. And we just, got together and just talk about what's happening. And that other picture is about where we're signing our book, the Sound of Music Family Scrapbook, which has our memories and our memorabilia in it. And that's still available. That's on my website too. I sign them. So yeah, we stay together. We are a family that has always stayed together.
Yeah.
And what do your grandchildren think of it? Are they transfixed whenever they see the film?
Well, yes, Debbie has 9 grandchildren to introduce to the movie. I have 5, and they love it. They sit, transfixed. Do Re Mi has captured so many people's hearts. Everybody knows the words, and everybody can sing it, and sing it with their grandkids. And schools, I'm always told they're doing the play in schools. So it never goes away. It's just an evergreen show.
How lovely. How lovely to be part of something so special.
Yeah, it is neat. We're very blessed. We talk about that. All of us have truly loved being a part of this iconic movie. So I've been celebrating it. I created an Edelweiss collection of jewelry.
I love the
And,
Edelweiss. Angela, you're smashing it on the marketing, Angela. I'm loving this. Angela and Debbie, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Debbie's gardens are available as well. If you need a garden there, then you know exactly who to contact. Thank you, guys. Take care. I hope to see you in the flesh one day. Thank you so much for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every single day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you in the morning. What a rarity, a boy where everyone can sing. As they prepare to head off on a brand new tour, they join us now. Yay! Good to see you guys.
Nothing's changed.
Yeah.
Well, apart from my hairline, that's gone.
So nice to see you all.
Aston, you still look the same.
They all look the same now.
Kind of, sort of.
I think you do. Got baby face. Yeah.
Love you. Come on.
Nice to see you guys.
You too, mate.
So when did you first get back together? Was that last year before?
It was just...
20.
It was meant to be at the beginning of the lockdown, and then we had to delay
There
a
you
couple
go,
of years.
that one.
So it was about 2023.
Yeah, we actually went on tour.
End of
22. No. Yeah.
Well, I'm glad this is professional.
Something like that.
2020.
They just come rolling up.
2021, we went on tour.
Yeah.
2023 was the last time we toured, so this is obviously going to be the
That's
first
so
time in
nice.
a couple of years.
Well, you know, the main thing is we got our boys back together.
Yeah.
So you're back. How are you feeling about it, Marv?
Can't wait, you know. The sales have been amazing already this morning to know that people are still coming to see us on an arena tour. So I must admit, being on an ITV show with Dermot, with these four, brings back PTSD, I'll be honest.
You're not the only one.
You know what I mean? Every single week, waiting for Dermot to say our name on the X Factor.
Exactly.
One week we were in the bottom two as well, and everything could have been so different. But,
Do you know, I rewatched that last night.
Yeah.
It gave me PTSD too. Because it was Rachel, you were in the bottom.
Yeah.
She was a good singer.
Yeah,
as
he
well.
was. Yeah.
It's always, X Factor always did that, Joe. She always threw up kind of, like, because these boys were such stars from the very first audition, and you knew, and they were willing to learn, and they evolved, and they had the merch sorted, like which one. Like, because my dressing room was up in their dressing room, and they'd be walking out with, like, polo shirts and hoodies and, like, shearling tops, and I'd be like, how are they doing it? So we always expect them to go quite far, but every year we'd throw in, someone would always be in the bottom two, wouldn't they? That you weren't expecting.
Well, you were second, but you've been the most successful band that come out of X Factor. I mean, can you believe this amount of success that you've had at Aston? From you know, because when you come second, they're always the ones that do a lot better than the actual winners sometimes, aren't they?
Do you know what's mad? That one particular year, Simon sat everyone down before the live show kind of kicked off and was like, this year, I know I've had a history of signing someone who's come second or third or maybe even fourth, just the winner. Just the winner gets the record deal. Kind of that kind of, I suppose, spurred us on as much as physically possible during the show. So when we did get second, we actually thought, oh no, this is kind of it. Do you know what I mean? This is it for us. It's a bit like we've kind of got to the final hurdle and kind of fell, but listen, we've...
It all worked out all right.
I was going to say,
I did all right.
You've been putting out bangers ever since.
Simon, though, he said that, and then when they finished, he was like, well, I didn't really mean that.
Right.
That's true. Now you've got, now you've got the tour coming up. You're all looking pretty fit, but is it like, is it Rocky? Do you sort of like, all right, let's get back in the ring, let's do it. Come on, got to get fit again.
We probably need slightly longer in rehearsals. No, to be honest, it's not much has changed, you know. We have a couple of weeks before the tour, before we go into production rehearsals, and that's when we have, like, all the bells, all the whistles, everything that we want to do for the show. We run it as a show. And those are pretty gruelling days, to be honest. Like, we're talking 8 till 8 or 9 or 10 sometimes.
Yeah.
But then once we're on the road, that's where the fun begins, you know, and you can just let loose. Now, it's very different, of course. You've got the kids backstage acting like they own the O2.
Yeah.
And all the other venues. But, yeah, you know, it's really, really special now.
And Arisha, are you the person that put the band together? Did you find everybody? How did you find them?
I mean, it's a very, 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 very long story. But I actually had the idea. I used to live in Nigeria. So I had the idea when I lived in Nigeria, because I was seeing a lot of male vocal groups in Nigeria, and there was a particular band called Star Plus that I used to listen to a lot. And actually, I wasn't looking to be in a band originally. I wanted to have my own label and sign a band. And then when I got back to the UK, I was being, you know, scouted for a lot of different bands and stuff like that. And then I thought, well, you know what, maybe now's the time I put my own group together. And then just, through university and advertising and college and advertising and then MySpace at the time and connection with friends, just pulled the boys together and, it's obviously the rest is history.
How did you know when you had something magic? Because obviously when you get together, there's something special about all of you. How did you know when you had it?
I think, because I never had any experience in the music industry, I never knew what a record label, I never had a record label manager or anyone behind me. It was just like natural vibes, it was energies, do you know what I mean? So you just kind of know when the energy's there, I just follow my instincts.
You could tell that, though. You could tell that. It was all very natural between you both. Like, some of them have been put together. It didn't quite feel right, but it was all...
Because every other band, if you think about it, has been put together by a company or a manager or someone that's had experience. I don't have no experience. I was just a kid who just had a dream.
Have your roles changed at all, as in within the band, as you've evolved? Like more people, like, Aston, you involved, like, choreography, or how does it, like, who's the daddy in what scenario?
You're the
It rotates, doesn't it? On a regular basis, it actually rotates.
It does.
Which is actually weird this day and age. It's a bit like, I think everything business side was literally Jay. It was like, because this is the lawyer. Yeah. This is the lawyer right here.
There with the turkeys and the pigs.
Listen, I'm happy to read the contracts. And that's been very important over the years.
Yeah, quite right.
Honestly, T's and C's, this one is like, I'll sit here for 2 hours and get it easy in.
Listen, you got to thank him for that.
Trust me. Yeah.
JP, is it true you're like a farmer now? You've got turkeys and everything?
Yeah.
And they're winning turkeys?
Yes. The Kelly Bronzes. Shout out to Paul Kelly. This is going to be our 11th year, which I cannot believe. Like, it's unbelievable. And it's been amazing. And it's been great, obviously, like having this is kind of like the platform for all of us to jump off and do all our different bits and pieces. But to be able to come back and, go on tour again, and obviously this year will be, I think it's like our 7th or 8th arena tour, and to be going all over the UK doing 18 dates,
Here's a killer question. Are you cool to your kids? Or, like, are they still, like...
It depends. The other day I got a birthday card from my oldest. She said, Daddy, happy birthday. You're so cool, trendy and cringe.
At the same time?
Yeah, the same thing. But, it's funny, though, because... I'll take it, for sure, 2 out of 3. But as the tour comes around, I feel like, for all of us, the requests start coming in for tickets. And my eldest is 11. Her mates want to come and see us play. So... I'd like to think we've still got a little bit.
Yeah, baby.
Just a touch.
Yeah. A big happy birthday, Marv, because you were 40, and what a party.
Yes.
I mean, very schwanky.
Yes, it was amazing, Last Saturday night here in London, we had an amazing time, all friends, family, and, my kids were there. So, it was huge. Massive night. Yeah. Still recovering, to be honest.
Yes.
And I got to ask, is Sam Thompson joining any of your tour dates?
Sam is... basically the 5th member. He's been on stage with us loads. He's performed
Well, I've
with
said no, basically.
Here he is here. This was last summer.
No one's sorting out that choreography,
Exactly. And that is why Sam is staying firmly side of stage.
Do you know when we were in the jungle, they made up this sitcom. You were Lieutenant...
Axwell Murph.
Axwell Murph, right? They made up this whole sitcom, and I thought, God, why have we got to take this to Netflix? This is amazing. It was so good.
It's not gonna lie to you, I feel like you'd been in there too long.
Yeah.
I get where you're going with this.
Playing tricks with you, that jungle.
I was like, this is incredible. This is the best thing I've ever watched. But yeah, you can act, you can sing, triple threat.
It is so nice to see you guys.
Yeah, you sure?
Lovely to see you guys again.
Thank you very much.
Best of luck with it. Can't wait. And we'll be ringing you for free tickets as well. Jealous is The Club is Alive 2025. Hit stores on sale.
Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every day. So go ahead, hit that subscribe button. You don't want to miss out. And we'll see you in the morning.
Yes is the answer. We want to stop that pile of stuff that goes under the bed. You know, like those kind of old exercise things. That just collect
the rollers.
dust.
Stretching machines. Aren't they, behind the sofa? We shove everything in.
I've got plenty of them. What did you test, Natalie, that you took home? Was there anything that you've tested you've gone...
There was. Vegetable chopper.
Oh.
Bear with me.
Yeah.
No, it's not the most exciting thing. It's not going to set your world alight. But I'm left-handed.
Me too.
Can you cut well?
I can't do much well.
Right?
I'm pretty rubbish with both hands, to be fair.
But if I'm cutting in front of the family, bread, meat, they really flinch. Oh, Nat, you're going to chop your hand off. Yes. So cutting onions up and stuff, half an onion, in it goes, wallop. It's in a box. Loved it.
Oh, I see. So it does all the chopping for you.
Does it all for
I think
you?
Ellie might have one of them.
There you go. I think you should get it out.
Yes, that's good for a left-hander.
There you go.
What about the ice baths? Because I'm on the verge of committing to an ice bath.
Well, I tried it out in a university setting. So I was in a chair and I was strapped in. So
basically, there was no escape.
No escape. But also, here we go. Also, no control of speed or pace of getting in. You know, like you dip your toe and you can take it out. I couldn't do it. Unfortunate, Kat, it's not for me.
Is it not,
It's not for me.
Because it was 12 degrees. It wasn't actually ice, like zero.
No,
So
but
maybe it's because it wasn't cold
I
enough.
think it was the pace of it for me, because your body and brain, your brain knew what was about to happen.
Right.
But I was,
So would you have liked to have taken a little bit more time? Just stop here for a second.
no, I would have liked to just been dunked
Oh, be
in.
dunked in?
Yes,
Yes,
just
get in.
The old sailing witch trial. Stick her in, see if she floats.
I did feel amazing after it, though. You do feel full of energy.
Yeah.
And I think I would go seawater swimming, because I met some lovely ladies who were doing that.
The blue tits.
That's what I should have done, the blue tits.
I was expecting you to go in, because
I
she
know.
walks on this beach and they're all there.
Yeah.
You're in the gear.
Yeah. No.
I was like, oh, any second she's going in.
I said, it's quite a nice day. I think I'll dip in. No, not part of the story. I said, all right, then, let's go off to the university.
I mean, the wonderful thing about doing something like this is there's no lines involved as well.
Well, that takes up a lot of time
Yeah,
in the
I bet it
evenings. I'm
does.
finding all the jobs I'm doing at the moment are fantastic. You can do them in the day, and in the evening I've actually got time to cook, spend time with the children.
Yeah.
It's, pretty special.
Because I was reading that you were saying that basically your memory has developed in such a way that you can retain stuff till you need it,
Yeah.
and then you sort of dump it.
Yes.
So there's only so much bandwidth. And I think that's my memory works like that
Yeah,
now
me
with what
too,
we do.
yeah.
You retain the information as long as you need it.
Off
Then
it
half an
goes.
hour later, you can't remember what it was that you've just been doing.
Absolutely, yeah.
Isn't that funny?
It's crazy. I think, yeah, well, obviously the brain's a muscle, so
Yeah.
we definitely can train it in different ways, can't we?
So have you chatted to the EastEnders lot? Have you said, right, I don't want this part recast? Is there any chance you could go back in the future? Is there anything like that? Have you set your parameters?
I don't think it's down to me to set a parameter, really.
Do it.
Natalie, Cassie,
Do it.
No,
For goodness
listen,
sake.
you make a decision in life, and then that's my decision, and it's down to them what they do. You know, they've been absolutely lovely.
Yeah.
As
What do you think
ever.
you're going to miss most of that?
The people. You miss all the people, the crew, you know, your friends.
Did you have a leaving do? What was that
Yeah,
last
had
day
I
like?
had a nice little leaving do, yeah, with lots and lots of friends. And it was a lovely day. I didn't feel overly emotional, Kat, for some reason. I think because I'd been processing it for so long and I knew it was the right thing to do. But it was just lovely. And, you know, I've got lots of other things going on.
Podcast too.
My podcast, yeah, is going down
That's
really well.
kind of come out of nowhere and doing so
It is
amazingly
doing
well.
We've built a real community with Life with Nat, and I'm very proud of it. You know, and I have my family on, my nieces are on it, my brother, Mark, my fiance.
Any more singing, Natalie?
Sing it,
After
don't
the-
mention the bush.
After the bush was such a triumph. Your bush was a triumph on The Masked Singer.
Thank you.
What an amazing adventure that was.
It was brilliant. Again, you're being brave. I feel like I'm taking on jobs and being brave.
So you've done the bush on The Masked Singer. We'll
Yeah.
see you in the bush down under.
Nice link.
Thank
Very
you.
good link, smooth.
Yes.
I would rather not at the moment. But you never know, do you?
Never say
That
never.
was very
Say never.
open-ended.
Big tax bill comes in.
You could take,
Might
you
get
could
in
take
there. Let's be honest, please. Let's be honest.
That's why your podcast is so wonderful. Natalie, thank you for
Thank
coming
you.
in.
Thank you
It's been
so
gorgeous
much.
to
So
see
lovely
you.
to see you.
Can't wait to see what happens next.
Thank you.
Natalie's new documentary series, What's the Big Deal? Britain's Best Buy, starts next Friday, the 4th of April at 8 p.m. on Channel 4, and EastEnders continues tonight at 7:30
Oh, hello.
on BBC.
Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload tons of new content every single day. So hit the subscribe button, like all the videos, and don't miss out. We'll see you in the morning.
As one of the radio hosts on the Capital Breakfast Show alongside Jordan and Sean. Our next guest is usually the one to brighten up our mornings, but earlier this week, Chris Stark shared a very moving announcement on social media.
Yeah, Chris revealed that 2 months ago he was diagnosed with testicular cancer, and although he caught the disease early, Chris believes that he should have spotted the sites even earlier.
After making an emotional return to his radio show, Chris is with us now today alongside Dr. Zoe in the hope that his story will inspire more men to get checked. Good morning.
Morning, mate.
Thank
Morning.
you. I know you weren't expecting to be sitting here and
No, I
talking
didn't have this
about
on my
this.
2025 bingo card, if I'm honest.
No, I am sure you didn't, but we're really grateful that you've come here this morning and you're going to have a chat. It was a routine doctor check, wasn't it? It wasn't to do with testicular cancer at all.
No, if I'm honest, I don't... If I'm being really honest, I don't really like going to the doctors. It's something I put off. I'd gone to the doctors about something else, and I was just really, really lucky that this doctor, who, you know, has been brilliant probably without realising here, asked me if there was anything else at all that was bothering me. And I had this little thing in the back of my head around, I'm not even sure the language that we're meant to use around this, if I'm honest. Am I allowed to say balls on
Yeah,
doesn't matter.
It's happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a kind of weird, not feeling, I just wasn't sure about testicular cancer or problems in that area. And I just said to him, I'm not sure really what to do.
Yeah.
In that. It was kind of, I was awkward about it.
So there
Yeah.
was something to do with your testicles that they were sore, or they were a little tender?
Well, that was it. I basically just wasn't sure about everything. And whilst I was there, and he actually said to me, look, shall I just do a quick examination? And in that moment, I was like, yeah. And as he was doing that, it felt really sore on one side, but it's always felt sore. So I just put it down to, you know, if
Just
you play
one of those
football
things.
and you get someone kicks you
strain or something, yeah?
It's just something like that. And then at that point, he told me that it shouldn't really feel sore, and that could be a symptom of something else. It should be fine.
Right.
So he then sent me for an ultrasound, and at that ultrasound, I found out I have testicular cancer, or they strongly suspected it. And it was only then when they kind of made me push my fingers down on it that I could feel that lump. And I'd been avoiding that because there was a bit of a pain.
Well, because it hurt you.
But I just wrote off the pain as like, you know, it's your balls.
Aches and back. Yeah.
And that, if I'm being really honest, made me feel like an idiot, because the second I could then feel it, and the second they told me it was testicular cancer, or they thought it was, you know, I've got 2 kids, I've got a wife who I love very dearly, and I just sort of felt like, you know, you're an idiot. You're putting them...
You've kind of put these blinkers on when in the back of your head you knew something wasn't quite right.
Yeah, and I'm not saying I went to the doctors thinking that I've got testicular cancer. It was just lucky I went to the doctors, had a check. He happened to mention, you know, shall I have a look? And I guess that's what I really want to say today is, if this resonates with one person who maybe double thinks in the shower tonight to go check themselves, if it's a bit awkward and embarrassing, although I've got used to that embarrassment for me to talk about on the radio or the podcast or here, I'm happy to do that if the end result is one lad checks themselves or knows they've got something going on or thinks they might, but was embarrassed to go to the doctors and just go and do it.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's really what I want to say this morning.
I think that the importance of what happened was, even though you could trace it back, going, why on earth did I take this risk and not think about making that fuss? Fortunately, in that moment, thanks to the doctor, you did. You've had surgery. You had that quite quickly. That's all turned around, because that must be a real whirlwind as well, Chris. You know, one minute you've gone just to have a checkup, and the next thing, your whole world's changed.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I had the surgery, and the surgery is, again, it feels kind of unusual discussing this morning, but so the surgery, you know, you remove a testicle, which is kind of like, it's quite big news.
Yeah.
But it was fine. Like, honestly, I became really proactive, and I was like, right, let's just get that done. I was still doing the radio at the time. I've got to be honest, I was probably quite high on medication for a couple of those days I did. So sorry to Sean and Jordan.
Jordan said it was quite a week.
Yeah, I mean, it was wild. And I did that, and then I did the chemotherapy last week, which was a decision because it would help increase the odds of it not coming back.
Yes.
By having this one bout of chemo. You know, I'm also hyper aware that there'll be a lot of people who are watching this right now who are affected by cancer, either with a family member or someone's going through chemo and having a far harsher time than I am, which I'm very aware about when I try and talk about this, because I feel very lucky, and I'm aware that I'm a lucky one.
And so now you've done that preventative chemo, is the prognosis good?
Yeah, so my understanding of it is I'm effectively cured.
Okay.
They monitor you then every month, I think, for the next couple of years, and there is a chance this comes back. I don't know enough about it, actually, Zoe. I find myself constantly Googling, which is a terrible thing to do. But my way of dealing with all of this and being in communication with consultants and doctors has become a lot more proactive and positive. And you know, since I've been talking about it, I've been amazed by how many blokes, especially, have reached out to me in DMs and messages into the show.
Doctors have called up the show and said, oh, my goodness, the number of people that are coming in for checks now, some people have had like 8 a day or...
Yeah, there was a doctor who got in touch, and this was one surgery, saying they'd had 8 people ring up for appointments to get checks.
Wow.
Brilliant.
Which is, you know...
So that's already enough, Tris, to understand that it's made a difference.
Yeah,
you being brave in talking about it.
But what I really, really want to happen there is, like, there is a bit of a stigma around this area. We're literally talking about, you know, your privates. But just know, if you're thinking, oh, I should go to the doctors but not doing it, there are plenty of other lads who are messaging me right now who are doing it, and I was one of those people. And I just don't want you to end up feeling like me, a bit of an idiot for not having done this sooner.
Yeah.
Zoe, just explain testicular cancer and the importance, as Chris was saying, of getting it early, particularly in young men.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the thing about testicular cancer is that it is very treatable, and over 95% of people who get it will survive it at 5 years. But obviously, the sooner it's caught, the higher the success rates. And yours hadn't spread anywhere else, so you know your chances of it not coming back with the chemo as well are very, very good.
I'd like to think I've got more than 5 years, Zoe.
Yeah, we tend to do that measure at 5 years, because if you clear it 5 years, then you're almost definitely
you're then
good.
going onwards a bit.
Yeah, almost definitely good.
Well,
but, you know, this is a cancer that affects young men. It's one of those rare cancers that is more common in younger people than older people. The peak sort of age is early 30s.
That surprised me as
well. Yeah, but it typically affects people anywhere from the age of 15 up to 45. About 2,400 cases a year. And like I say, the survival is good if it's caught early. So I think what you're saying is, you know, absolutely right. If people are checking, like, you can't prevent getting testicular cancer. You haven't done anything wrong if you get it. You can't prevent it. But if you do get it and you detect it early because you're regularly checking yourself, then that's the best defence that men have.
Well, look, as you say, the checking is incredibly
important. Thank you
important.
for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. And we'll see you in the morning.
Adolescent stars Owen Cooper and Faye Must Say join us now. Hello, both of you. Thank you so much for coming in. It's been a whirlwind for us. Every day, as Kat was saying, we've been talking about themes to do with adolescence, talking about some of the reaction to it, having the writers and the stars in. To have you both here today to really talk about it is a real privilege. So thank you for joining us.
On and off the show,
yeah,
actually.
Very much so.
Thanks for having us.
I wonder what it's been like for you, Owen, particularly because it's, you know, it's your first foray into this world, and it's we've never seen anything like this. How have you found it?
It's gone well so far. I've not had any bad things said about me, so I'm doing well.
That's a good start.
Yeah.
That's a good start, considering the subject matter.
Far, yeah.
But, of course, how are you dealing with the attention? Because I'd imagine you're walking along the street and people are stopping you to talk about it.
No, to be honest, it's not even been that bad. When I've been working, I've been in Yorkshire, so I've not had that many.
The attention hasn't been too much.
Which is good.
What about your mates, your schoolmates? Are they giving you any grief?
No, I haven't seen them yet. So I'm in school soon. So
You're back on Monday, right?
Are you back on Monday?
Are you?
Yeah.
So have you got a lot to catch up on?
No, well, I've been doing tutoring while I'm working, so I don't think so.
Right.
Okay.
But I just can't. I want to see my mates, but it'll either be a really good day or a really bad day.
I think it'll be a good day.
It's going to be a good day
will
seeing
too.
your mates. The bad thing will be having to sit through lessons and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
No, he's clever, you know that. So you were just saying you've been working. What are you working on right now?
It's Wuthering Heights, so I'm playing young Heathcliff.
Young Heathcliff.
And how does that compare? Because obviously you're used to doing everything in one take, which is quite a unique way of working, essentially. So how does that compare? And you're working with Margot Robbie too.
I know.
Is it good?
Well, yeah, I see her all the time and speak to her all the time, but I don't really have any scenes. I don't have any scenes with her, so. But
She all right?
Yeah, she's really nice. Really nice. Yeah.
I think your mates might be interested in that.
I reckon.
Yeah. But the filming wise, it's fine. It's just a lot different, obviously. But yeah, it's going really well. Yeah.
Are you studying? You're not studying Wuthering Heights at school for GCSEs or anything, not yet. That's a shame because you'd have an inside track.
I know,
That would be great.
Faye, it's the extraordinary thing is, and he's taking it in his stride, which is just so lovely, and it sounds like his team and family are keeping him away from a lot of that.
Yeah.
But for you, you've been an actress for many years. You've been surrounded by these things.
Yeah.
Have you ever experienced anything quite like this?
No, never. In the, I think it's 14 years I've been doing it now, and I've been in some lovely things, you know. But it's never made an impact in the way that this has made an impact, and the conversations it started, and that's what we wanted, you know. When I read the script, I knew in the first page that it was going to be amazing. I knew that I was part of something that was very, very special, and was going to start conversations that we all need to have. But I didn't, for the life of me, realise it was going to break records and you know, be mentioned in Parliament and, you know, potentially be used in schools and things like that, you know, so...
All over the world as well.
Yeah,
My cousins are in Australia and they're all talking about it on their breakfast shows and their talk shows and stuff.
Yeah, it's a crazy response, and, you know, to witness Owen do his first major job and see this talent, this young man that comes from a similar background to most of us that were in the show, you know, we all come from similar world, and to have, you know, have him blow up like this is an amazing thing to watch. So, yeah, we're very, very lucky. We're very lucky, aren't we, mate?
Yeah. Aww. And you were, it was kind of a bit of a baptism of fire for you, because you started with episode 3 on your first day.
First day, episode 3.
Which is that double-hander with you and Erin. We've had Erin on the show before. It's so brilliant too. Yeah. And you had all this dialogue to learn. You had all of that.
How many pages of dialogue it was?
I think it was 40-odd.
40 pages of dialogue to learn?
Yeah, I don't know. It might be less, might be more, I'm not sure.
And you knew them on the first day, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean...
And so did anything...
I'm still there with the script.
Yeah. Did anything ever go wrong? What went wrong during the...
The bits where it went wrong was in the rehearsal weeks that we had.
Right.
But in by shoot, me and Erin were perfectly fine.
Did you yawn, though?
Yeah, I did.
Yawn's become a thing, hasn't it?
Yes, it has.
Yeah, I was
yawn.
Yeah, I was tired, so I just yawned, and then Erin backed me up and secured it, and it worked. So yeah.
This is the moment, and you. This wasn't obviously intended, but it's such a perfect, moment in terms of her reaction, but also the way you react as Jamie.
Yeah.
You know, that scene. I mean, Faye, have you ever seen anything quite so compelling?
No, I haven't, and I think it's a masterclass from both of them, from Erin as well. I think the attention to detail that this young man has is astounding. For example, I actually went wrong in one of my takes.
No.
I don't know if you'll remember this, but we were doing the interview scene in episode 1, and I put the picture of Katie down and said, do you know Katie Miller? Do you remember? Which is your surname. It's meant to be Katie Leonard.
Oh, I see.
And Owen just fired back straight away. Her name's Katie Leonard, by the way, just straight into my eyes. So I had 2 reactions. One, I was bright red and going, I've ruined this take for everybody, and there's Stephen Graham and there's Ashley, and I've got Owen and Mark Stanley. But then the other part of me was like, amazed by this kid's presence. And we all had each other's backs in there. And, you know, Owen's capable of doing it. We were all capable of looking after each other like that. So, yeah, he had my back, you know, and...
Amazing.
It's just, yeah, it's a credit to him.
Didn't you misplace the car keys in one take
I didn't misplace the car keys.
Sorry.
It wasn't me.
There were some car keys misplaced.
There's a chase scene in the end of episode 2 where Ashley is running. While that's happening, I'm getting into a car and driving the car up so I can be behind the camera to do my next bit. I get in the car doesn't start, so I have to get out of the car and run after them, you know, like heaving, like asthma attack vibes going on, you know. So, yeah, there were a couple of things that went wrong, but in general, we got on with it and we looked after each other. And,
so, I mean, what happened, obviously, when you're in the take and, you know, you try and do it in a wanna and you're going from beginning to end, you've got to be so focused. But during the rest of the time, during the setups and things like that, what were you doing? Were you hanging out together? What were you doing?
In the rehearsals?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it was... The rehearsals were just... we took it simple, so... And it was just for me to learn and to see what happens on a film set.
Right.
So, and to meet everyone, to meet Stephen, to meet Faye and all the cast, so it was amazing.
Yeah. And you and Stephen got on about football as well. Were you playing a bit of footy on...
No, there wasn't really a place to play footy, but the Euros was on at the time, so...
There was a lot to discuss. You're both Liverpool fans as well.
Yeah.
This is the issue. Trent Alexander-Arnold looks like he might be on his way. Yeah. This is what we're fuming about.
Yeah.
For free.
He deserves to be at a club like that, though, so...
Do you think so?
Yeah.
OK. Yeah. We'll not get into too much football.
Literally, straight over my head.
There is also the other thing, though, and that this was your first experience of being on a film set, your first experience. And yet, as Faye will tell you, it's never like this. You don't shoot things in one take as well. Did you get towards the end of a scene, like, so episode 3 when you were with Erin, and you're thinking, right, we're nearly there, we've nearly got there, and you're thinking, don't forget your lines, or were you just so involved that that wasn't really part of the process?
By the 3rd week in shoot week, the lines weren't a problem. It wasn't focusing on lines, it was just making it different every take. So, and the lines were just stuck in our head, we wasn't really focused on the lines, but yeah, it was just the notes that Phil gave us that we had to focus on, so yeah.
And so initially, you wanted to be a footballer, essentially, didn't you? You're a pretty mean football player. then you got into acting about 2 years ago or something like that. How did it happen? What happened?
Well, I used to go to this drama class called Drama Mob in Manchester.
Right.
And I did that for about 2 years. Okay. And then I got a self-tape for adolescence, and then I did loads of auditions and recalls and stuff, and then, yeah, I got it.
So have you put the football ambitions to the side for the time being?
Well, I was at training last night, so...
Were you?
Yeah.
Is that why you went back up? So your football team, you still need to be training with your football team?
No, I didn't need to, I just wanted to.
Have you got a match?
That's why you got in the car at 4 o'clock this morning.
There are priorities. This is one of the things.
Well, they say have a plan B, you know.
Exactly.
I don't think this kid needs a plan B, though.
Was it everything that you imagined? Was it... Because obviously, you know, 2 years, that's not that long, really, to start going to drama classes.
Well, I started in 2021, so it's 4 years ago, and then I was doing it for 2 years. But when I was younger, drama and acting wasn't in my DNA. I wasn't thinking of doing it. So
anyone in the family do any acting?
No, it's just me. So I don't know where I got it from, and then a couple of years ago, I just wanted to do it. It just clicked in me. I don't know where it came from. I just did it.
Obviously, a fabulous talent. Talking talent, though, you've got quite a claim to fame when it comes to football.
I do.
Yeah, you've got some football.
I do. I also wanted to be a footballer, my friend. Jill Scott.
You played
when
against?
I was a kid. I don't claim to know Jill now, but it's amazing to see what she's done for women's football. And
one of the greatest lionesses of all time.
National treasure, I
And
would
you
say.
played against her?
Yeah, I played for a team called Caird Girls, and her team was called Bolden. And I can see her now in her strip, and she was way taller than me. And everyone was just, you know, she was just the best on the pitch. Rightly so, So, yeah, I used to play as well. Middlesbrough fan myself. Not
Borough fan. It's where Cammie's from. There's been some great times as a Borough fan.
Yeah, of course.
Don't forget. Juninho.
There we go.
Ravanelli. I get mistaken for Juninho all the time.
Yeah. Oh, I can see it, actually.
My Lord.
Sorry.
Oh, no way. Oh, my goodness.
And what's magical, Owen, is that this experience that you've had is something you're going to remember and your family remember for a very, very long time. We're so excited for you. Thank you for what you've done, for all of you. I know Stephen's been really important to you, and did he introduce you to your now agent?
Yeah, he did, yeah.
And long may that continue.
That's the thing about that group of people. The group of people we were with are supportive. Hannah, Stephen, Joe, Phil, they put together, you know, people that really want to support each other, and, you know, this is what result that you get from it.
And I said, when Owen sat down, I said, you've got to tell me how you've managed to cut your fringe off, because all the teenage boys at the moment, including mine, have this ridiculous thing going on at the front. And you were saying it was for the role.
It was for the role. So, and it does really fit the role as well. So,
but you've got to go back to school Monday without your floppy bit.
No, I've been in school without all this.
And what your mates
There was about a week where I got taken the mick out of, but that was about it. They've all got over it now, so yeah.
I think an attachment.
Yeah. I
Pin on one.
Or like a whip.
Yeah, it's a little attachment on.
No,
clip on fringe.
No. What are you getting your mum for Mother's Day yet? Do you know? Got to do it. You've got to get something.
I'll just probably nick one of these flowers. Like
there you go.
Can I have some for my mum?
You know what? You can take your pick, my friend.
You've heard that right.
You absolutely have. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for having us.
Lovely to meet you, Faye. I mean, best of luck for the future. I'm sure we'll see a lot more of you. And you know, fingers crossed for Liverpool winning the league this year, eh?
Oh yeah.
I think it's pretty confirmed now.
It is pretty confirmed.
Of course, Adolescence is available to watch on Netflix right now. I'm sure many of you have watched it, but hopefully having met some of the cast, met the writers, you'll understand a little bit more of how important this show has been for everybody.
Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out, and we'll see you in the morning. Oh, it's very good. We're joined now by the show's director and producer, Ben Stiller, alongside some of the stars of the series, Adam Scott, Tramell Tillman and Britt Lauer. Good morning to you.
Morning, everybody.
Good morning. Now, we've been watching... Yeah.
Can you just show them your notes?
So this is like my history A-level.
Oh, my goodness.
That I had to write in pink pen.
Wow. Love that.
Because you've got to concentrate.
Yeah.
You're such a good student.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. She gets a bit more grief than good student usually from me, Adam, to be fair.
Good luck on the test.
Oh, no, don't say that. You can't say that after I've watched the show. What's going to happen to me otherwise? Is it going to be a...
Well, you won't remember it.
More importantly...
OK, so what can you tell... Because we could try and explain it, but A, we wouldn't do it justice, and B, we might give away too many spoilers. So for anyone who hasn't seen it, how would you describe it?
I mean, it's interesting. It's a show about a guy who decides to undergo this procedure where he has a chip put in his head where when he goes to work, he goes down an elevator, he doesn't remember anything about his life on the outside. Then when he leaves work, he doesn't remember what happened at work on the inside. And Adam plays the main character who's going through the loss of his wife and has decided to...
Yeah, so I severed to try and get away from the grief that I'm experiencing in the outside world.
Yes.
Yeah, and the company is a big sort of biotech company. We don't quite know what they do, and they have a very strong sort of culture. It's almost a religious sort of ideology at the company.
Yeah, it's very dark in places too. The goats are featured too. Can you tell me, like, and what does the company actually do?
These are all great questions. And I look forward to wondering about the answers. No, I mean, there are goats at some point that show up. There are lots of... I mean, it's really, to me, the show, when I first read the pilot of it, it was almost like a workplace comedy, like The Office or Parks and Rec. It had that vibe, but if the people who were working didn't know who they were, what they were doing, or why they were there.
Right, because I was going to say, it's not a laugh a minute. I mean, when you say comedy, it's one of those things, Adam, and your character particularly as the lead, watching him go through the trauma of grief and then the severance process, but then everything, as Kat was saying earlier, unravelling a little bit. I mean, what sort of a challenge is that for you to play?
Yeah, I think it's all a challenge, and that's kind of why we love making the show so much, is that there's nothing simple about it.
No.
There's nothing simple about the experience of watching it, but also making it. Everything about it is a challenge, and even on days when we think there's going to be an easy, straightforward scene to shoot, once we're there and actually doing it, it's like, oh no, there's like 9 things going on, and it's complicated. But that's what's so interesting and fun about making it.
Yeah.
And both Britt and Adam their characters are severed in the show. So they play their innie and their outie.
So you play 2 different versions of the same person.
Right, exactly. And then Tramell is the office manager, works for the main office manager in the first season, and he's kind of in charge of everybody, and we don't quite know how we feel about him.
Milkchick, I think, is the one who's changed the most from the beginning to where we get to where there's am I allowed to say?
No.
But he does some serious moves.
Oh, no, you can say that he's amazing dancing. No.
No. Good save. I tell you what we'll do. Well,
all these notes for nothing.
No.
When we talk
about the first season.
Yes, there's
but
a big development.
But we can't talk about the...
Yeah.
I mean, you know...
I mean, that's amazing. You can continue doing that.
Talking about that. I want to see Milkchick's, though. Milkchick's hips, they don't lie.
They don't lie.
They don't lie. He is a very debonair, flamboyant... Like, I think the evolution of him into series 2... I mean, he's become a sort of a bit of a sex symbol as well, hasn't he? I mean, there's a lot of people out there that have got a real sort of thing for him.
They're living for the short sleeve.
They're living
the leather jacket, the moustache.
I felt like I should have a roll neck on today in honour of his style.
Yeah.
And is it true that the moustache that you portray, that you cultivate, takes 45 minutes? Because I think there's something really meticulous about everything to do with the show.
100%.
And the way you look and all of those things feels like it's so detailed.
Yes. I mean, so many people on this show are so invested in it, you know, the cast and the crew. And I have a wonderful design team who work meticulously to build this mustache, right? And so because I'm a hairy guy, you know, I give them hell because the hair just keeps growing hour by hour. So they're chipping away to make sure that it's
constantly cultivating. Constantly, like the goats. That's why you've got the goats to cultivate them.
Just to trim the moustache?
Yes.
Yeah.
The goats and the mustaches are connected. Spoiler.
And Rick, what about your character too? Because
which one?
Well, yes, exactly, because Helly is somehow in the company as well. Is she going to kind of blow the whistle on it?
Oh, look, a bird.
Oh, no.
Rather than give that away, can you talk? Can I think I'm right in saying? I'm right, yes, behave. The exec's there, he's going to direct her. When you're doing the 2 different characters you play, the in and the outie, is it true that you sort of listen to different music to try and get into a slightly different frame of mind about how you approach it?
I do. I was really inspired by Patti Smith in particular when I was developing Helly R Season 1, and I listened to a lot of the songs from Horses, her album that she's touring with right now. Yeah, for the other part of my character, more sweeping orchestral music.
And that allows you to sort of remember what their motivation is and what they're trying to do there.
Yeah, it just like clicks in my head. It sounds a little bit different for either side.
There's something extraordinary about it. Like you said, you know, it felt like a play. I can't imagine what the pitch for this would have been like, because I devour it, I want to watch it, I want to talk to people about it, but I can't really explain it. So how does someone put that on a page that makes you go, oh, this would be great?
Well, I read this script that was sent to our production company as a spec script, you know, sort of like as a sample from Dan Erickson, who wrote it. And he was working for DoorDash or something at the time. He hadn't had anything produced, and we read it and thought it was amazing. So the script sort of spoke for itself in terms of the setup of what it was, which was the pilot episode. And the idea of this sort of sci-fi-ish kind of weird reality, but yet grounded in these sort of funny work relationships, this workplace comedy thing. And that sort of combo was, I think, really what sort of was the original pitch of it. And, you know, obviously there's a lot of unanswered questions and stuff, but it's sort of developed into these relationships on the show that people get invested in. But there's also the weirdness of it, too.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of white hallways.
Yes.
And, you know, just sort of these sort of liminal spaces that people are sort of trapped in.
Well, that's one of the things about it. Stylistically, it's so amazing to watch and looks like nothing else I've ever seen.
And lots of running.
Running.
A lot of running.
Running down the corridors. That you had like a computer camera that you had to program to follow.
We had all kinds of things.
Yeah, that particular scene, we use something called the bolt arm, which is sort of a robotic arm that's, programmed and can repeat moves. And Adam it's very dangerous. Adam was, you know, doing these shots, and once it's programmed, it can't be stopped.
Oh, wow.
So you have to, like, make sure that you know exactly what you're doing with it.
It's fine because I am a man of danger.
Oh,
So
yes.
It's very much in your wheelhouse.
Also, you're kind of like a robot actor.
I am kind of like a robot.
Yeah. He's so good. He's so precise.
Are you paid danger money? Because wasn't there also a fight scene in one of the corridors and you got smashed into the wall?
Yeah.
For real?
It was my fault, which
is that an insurance thing you have to say that?
Where there's a claim, there's a blame.
I just can't let the sweet actor Dari that I was doing the fight with take any blame for it. It was my fault. But my head got slammed into a wall.
It was a concussion.
Yeah.
And the great thing about it was we used it in the show.
It was the
It's a bit like a bit of Severance. Yeah.
Well, Ben came up to me right after it happened, and he's like, I'm glad you're okay. But just so you know, it looked great.
Worth it, totally worth it.
That's commitment to the role.
Yeah.
How do you feel about not being in it, though, Ben? You're directing it, you're producing it, but is there elements of you that are thinking, God, I'd be itching to play one of these characters?
I am incredibly happy not to be in it. I am so happy to not have to worry about, you know, being in front of the camera with this, because I think we have the most incredible cast, and I feel it's so well cast. And for me, as a producer and a director on the show, I'm just I have my hands full doing that. I love doing that. And, you know, I don't have to shave every day when I go to work. It's great.
But we think Ben should play a role in season 3.
Well, he played the robot, though, didn't you? The robot that comes out.
Mark Geller did the voice of that, which we won't even say where that is or when that happens, right? If there even is a robot. But I did do the remote control. I worked it on the remote control, and I did do one voice in the first season on just on the video screen.
For season 3, though, we can talk season 3. Do you guys know? Well, have you got any idea what's happening in season 3 yet?
Oh, look, a bird.
A lot of birds in here.
There is.
I know.
You know. Yeah. You know. So it took quite a long time, by the way. You kept us waiting between seasons 1 and 2.
Pandemic, writer's strike.
I'm assuming you're not going to tell us anything, but can you tell us how long we're going to have to wait?
I can't tell you anything. And I would love to tell you how long you have to wait, but the goal is definitely not to wait 3 years between 2 and 3.
Yeah, that'd be helpful.
Yeah, for sure. We want to get it out as fast as possible, and we're in that process.
But Adam, you've got teenagers who now think you're cool because they've seen this, right?
Well, I wouldn't go that far.
Okay, you're
maybe on the
adjacent to
verge.
cool.
Yeah,
fair to middling. So have you had to keep stuff from them? Like if you take phone calls or you do anything like that, do you have to keep
Yeah, we have, Ben and Dan and I are on Zoom sometimes, and in my house, my wife and kids actually care. They don't want to know stuff, so I have to do these Zooms in my closet.
Amazing.
Otherwise, the information leaks out. Yeah.
They'll be furious if you get it out. I think but that's the thing, though, that fans become so fervent about it.
Yeah.
That fan reaction, like the viral videos that have gone.
It's incredible. I mean, you know, I've never had the experience where you put so much work into something and the reaction coming back, the people are as invested as we have been in making it. That's incredible.
So we had, you've seen this one, I think, which is where the guy puts the lyrics to the music. I mean, you've not seen this, Brit.
Doesn't even say Ben Stiller. You don't even know he directed this.
I mean, that is an extraordinary sort of impact, isn't it?
It's incredible, and like I said, everybody's so invested in it. And then the edits that they do, and these art projects, and
a lot of paintings and drawings. It's amazing.
And the attention that they pay to every single detail in the show. It's just wonderful because we know that everything that we're putting out there is going to, you know, somehow pay off for the audience too. So.
I mean, I'm used to doing stuff and it just disappearing. Like, it's amazing having people actually pay attention to it.
You can't, mate. You can't leave it 3 years. I'm just trying to imagine how big Jamel's beard will be in 3 years' time. The moustache is going to need some serious.
It'll take some grooming. Some goat grooming.
Thank you all for popping in and seeing us.
Great talking to you.
Can't wait
Thanks
to
for doing the research.
Not being able to talk about any of it.
Yeah, that was really well done.
Both seasons of Severance are available now on Apple TV. Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. And we'll see you in the morning. Hello there. We're discussing whether Chris could actually be a genuine gangster.
If you've watched Get Shorty, which is one of my favourite things that Chris has done, 3 series of it. I think we did 3 series. You played a gangster.
Yes, I'm very physically intimidating. I don't want people to get that because it really takes the shine off all the gags and stuff. But if you could see what's going on underneath.
I love how he's sitting like that, as he says, just how physically intimidating he is.
He famously romanced Unlucky in Love, Kristen Wiig in Bridesmaids. He's played the lazy but likeable Roy in this breakout role in the IT Crowd. He played Miles in Get Shorty, one of my favourite things ever done.
And now Chris O'Dowd is treading the boards for a brand new show where he plays a troublemaker going home to Ireland in the 1980s. Must be a stretch.
I may know a couple of guys kind of like this, but it's a beautiful play.
Go on, tell
called The Brightening Air by Conor McPherson, who's written gorgeous other plays like Girl from the North Country and Lime Tree Vower and The Weir. And this has got some similarities to The Weir in that there is a lot of storytelling in it. It's set in the northwest of Ireland in 1981, as you said, Kat, and it's a kind of a decrepit farmhouse where there's a brother and sister living there, probably beyond the years that they should be living together, and it's all a little bit strange. And I come back and I have a shop and some cafes, and I think I am the God's gift. And I'm also going through a bit of a midlife crisis, maybe.
Okay.
And I kind of bring home a girl from one of the cafes that I may or may not be doing a line with, and all hell breaks loose, I suppose.
Is the girl your significant other? Do you have a significant other?
My wife is here at the house.
Oh.
Ooh. So he's trouble then. So you play a guy called Dermot. He's a bit of trouble, wears a leather jacket, big pile of keys.
Yes.
That type of thing.
I mean, that's literally it.
Yeah.
There is a leather jacket and a big pile of keys. He's what I would call, I suppose, a rapscallion. But he's under a spell, you know, that kind of feeling of like, how do you know why you love somebody? And if you really love somebody, what is it? Is it some kind of elixir? Is it something from them?
Yeah.
Something that you need from yourself? And so this guy is either deluded or correct, and I suppose we'll find out.
It sounds like a really fun role.
It's gorgeous. It's a beautiful play. Ensemble piece, loads of other lovely actors in it, like Brian Gleeson and Sean McGinley and Rosie Sheehy. And it does speak to a completely tumultuous family when you see inheritance problems with houses and stuff. So kind of breaking up in your middle age and seeing where it takes you. But it's a beautiful play.
Excellent. And so how different is it to doing theatre and TV and film? Because I'm guessing you're on school run duty.
Yes, it's great for the hours. I mean, people don't talk about it enough, but the best thing about theatre is that you can, you know...
But you only get one shot, though.
You only get one shot, but nobody cares if, you know, you're going to do it again tomorrow.
Right.
Ah, that's
okay.
interesting.
And
Okay.
nobody's on their phone. I feel like it's the last kind of art form where people could have to experience it without looking at their phone.
Because they put their phones away. Because even if you're going to the cinema or theatre, you sit and watch telly these days,
Yes.
you're often doing 3 or 4 things at the same time.
Or a gig or whatever, but you've got to be there when somebody's on stage. So,
So there's a vitality to it that must be fantastic.
yes, because it's only going to happen in this particular night. Whatever happens is just going to happen in that night.
Will the kids come along and see it? Is it accessible?
I feel like I'll bring them along to show them the theatre and I'll do some of my bits. I curse from time to time in it, so they'll be familiar with that, honestly. They won't be like, wait a minute, I didn't know Dad could curse. But I will bring them. I think that there might be one too many monologues about mysticism for their liking, but we'll see.
So you've come back from the States. Do they have American accents?
A little bit.
Do
It's
they?
yeah, I mean, especially the little one. Because a lot of our time there, we were in lockdown and doing all of that.
Sure.
They've
Yeah.
still got lots of Irish and Dawn's English and whatnot. So it's a mishmash. It'll be interesting to see where it goes in the next couple of years.
And how are they coping with being here? How are you guys coping with being here?
Lovely clouds, don't you? Lovely loads of clouds for a good
That's the only
3-month period,
bit.
isn't it? You don't see that. You don't see that a lot in the outside world, but 3 months of clouds, it's exciting.
Yeah, and how long it takes to put coats on small
Oh,
people.
my God.
That takes forever.
I just feel like half of the house is coats. You know?
We're doing coats with
that
Joe.
nobody wants to wear.
Spring coats coming up with Joe Good a little bit later on. You said
Well,
they're
I'll
much
be
lighter.
here. I'm not going to leave this sofa until I find out.
Can we talk about Small Town Big Story as well?
Yes, please.
Which I've been absolutely gripped to. It feels like, again, good excuse for you to be able to make something in Ireland.
Yeah, there was that. I had kind of been looking to do something in Ireland and I hadn't in a few years. And I wrote it in the middle of lockdown. I was in Toronto shooting a film and the family were with me. And we had that kind of real stay-at-home order where we were kind of bouncing off the walls. And I started writing. I'm like, I want to get home and I want to get off this planet. And kind of between those two themes, this kind of show developed. This show kind of set in the northwest of Ireland about a big TV show like Game of Thrones that comes to film, but it's about Celts. And the producer of it is from this town and she has an axe to grind. So it's great crack. Great crack.
It's a brilliant show. I can't tell where it's going.
Yes, there's sort of aliens involved as well.
And Christina Hendricks.
Yes.
The wonderful
gorgeous
Christina Hendricks from Mad Men and Paddy Considine,
Considine.
who's terrific in it as well. We get the impression that maybe he had misbehaved in some regard in the woods on the night of the millennium. And so when Christina hunts him down again, we feel like she's going to really pull him up on some stuff that might be
unfinished
gross.
business.
Yes, but it kind of develops into that something happened to them of a cosmic element, and we reveal that over the course of the
The
series.
excitement of that is great. Really, really, I'm fascinated. It's just lovely. We were looking at this earlier. We'd mentioned Bridesmaids on the way, and I think it was, where are you now? So nearly 10, 12 years
It
ago?
must be. I think it was 2000.
Something like that.
12, maybe?
2011.
Was it?
2011.
Yeah. Okay,
Is it
yeah.
time to revisit that? Chris, there's got to be. Where are they all now? What's happened?
We're doing
How
it.
many...
We're going to start it next week, yeah. God, look at Cat's
I was like a meerkat then. I literally popped up out my little hole and I was
Yeah.
like, oh!
I'm going to play bridesmaid.
No, but I want to see it.
I know.
Like Kristen and Melissa,
So
like
funny.
they've got funny
God, they're brilliant,
bones.
yeah.
How did you keep a straight
Even Dawn
face
thought
with
you were good in that.
I know. That's the one thing that she's like, I'd watch that again.
So surely it's time for. It's got to be right for the second one.
I wonder. I don't know what would happen to them. They're so funny. My God.
How much fun could you have?
And all of them, they're just so funny. Maya Rudolph, that scene at the very start where she's using the chip as a phallic symbol. I feel like that's all you need really at the start. You know where they're at.
That's how you go.
How lucky was I to work with
Amazing.
so
We
many
loved
great
it.
people.
Just brilliant.
As are we having you
Thank
pop
you.
in. Thank you so much for
Such a
coming.
pleasure. Thanks
really,
for having
really
me.
great to see you.
The Brightening Air opens at the Old Vic on the 10th of April. Tickets are on sale.
Thank you for
visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. And we'll see you in the morning. From the House of Commons to the gates of the scriptwriter's son's school, creator Jack Thorne is here now to tell us about the incredible reaction that the drama has had. Good morning.
Good morning.
congratulations. It's so rare that something that's written so brilliantly, shot so beautifully, creates such a conversation amongst everybody. Doesn't matter where you're from, what your background is, so many people are talking about this show. Did you ever expect it to be that huge?
No, not to any degree. It's been overwhelming, to be honest. What I did know was that I was working with the most extraordinary group of people and that we'd made something that we were incredibly proud of. And Netflix were excited by it, and then they put it on and it's just exploded, and we're all sort of reeling from it.
I bet. It's a bit overwhelming, I'd imagine.
Yeah. And I'm not used to it. I've been writing TV for 20 years. I've been trying to write drama that has impact for 20 years, and then this show has just sort of slammed through many doors that I've wanted to be open for a long time.
You and Stephen have this extraordinary relationship, which is really, really palpable. Can I ask a question? Because, of course, as Kat said, it's beautifully shot, it's extraordinarily acted, it's so well written. What came first? Did the idea of doing a one-shot drama come before the content, or was it the content that Stephen had that then sort of lent itself to the one-shot drama?
So Stephen and Phil Barantini, our amazing director, made this film Boiling Point. And Plan B, which is Brad Pitt's company, brought Phil in to talk to them and said, what about trying to do something in the television space? What about trying to do a one-shot TV drama? And he said, oh, that could be really interesting. And he took it to Stephen, and Stephen said, I'd like to look at knife crime. And that was the starting point of all our conversations. And then, thankfully, he brought me into the mix, and I was like, yes, please, show me where to sign.
It's amazing, isn't it, how they all sort of complement each other so brilliantly.
And, like, right place, right time, too. How much did you know about toxic masculinity before you started writing, and how much did you then reveal the layers of the onion and suddenly understand more?
So when Stephen first talked to me about it, the one sort of stipulation he made was, I don't want this to be a drama that blames the parents.
Yes, which I think is really clever.
It's really important.
Yes.
And that thing of just going, this is not going to be about an alcoholic, abusive dad. This is not going to be about controlling mum. This is not going to be that sort of story. We want to look inside this all. But that then left an issue of how do we create this boy? And we wanted it to be that blame is diffuse, that it's not just as simple as going, it's this, it's that, it's the other. But we did need more than we had. And someone that worked with me, Mariella Johnson, said, I think you should look at incel culture. And I had some understanding of it and some, I'd read articles about it, but I hadn't really gone down those holes. And then I spent a long time in a lot of very strange places, looking at a lot of strange content. And the thing that surprised me was how attractive it was.
Which is so frightening.
It's so frightening. Yeah. And that thing of going, if I was a 13-year-old boy and I was told there is a reason why you feel unattractive, there's a reason why you feel isolated, there's a reason why you're not sure how to talk in certain situations, and that's because the world is against you. And the reason why the world is against you is because 80% of women are attracted to 20% of men, that this world is female-dominated, and you need to find ways to reset the balance. And the more of these videos I watched, the more convincing I found it. And that's when I started to work out how we could write Jamie.
Yeah. I mean, you're a father yourself, of course.
Yes.
We've all got boys. Like, my boys are sort of a bit older, your boys are not very far off.
Mine's
Jamie's age.
9 and 6, so I'm like 4 years out.
Yeah, my boy's almost 9.
Yes.
So I'm in exactly the same place. Exactly the same place.
And there will be parents who are watching it and undoubtedly have watched it, and it will be terrifying. I mean, it's up the anxiety levels for parents trying to navigate those things.
Yes.
There's a responsibility that comes with that, Jack, isn't there?
There is. And what we're not saying with this show is that there's loads and loads of Jamies out there, that there's, that because your son is in his room and he's shut the door, that means that he's going to inflict harm on another person. We don't want to be a show that suggests that. Jamie is a product of a lot of different things, but at the same time, being aware of what your kid is consuming, being aware of what's out there, I think is really important. And it's awoken anxiety in me, and it's awoken conversations with my wife about how we handle all this and how we help Elliot through it all.
The fact that it's been talked about in government, the fact it's been talked about absolutely everywhere is testament to that.
Did that amazing speech too.
Yeah, Gareth Southgate, the Dimbleby lecture. I asked the viewers for some questions for you.
Brilliant.
I'd like to share these with me. Sharon says, are we going to get a second series exploring Katie's story? And Kathy, along that, saying the last episode, it feels like it's left it open for more. I know you're still reeling right now from the impact of this, but would the two of you be up for trying to do more if the opportunity was there?
I'd say two things to that. The first is, I don't think we're the right people to tell Katie's story.
Okay.
So I think there are other makers out there that could tell beautiful dramas about Katie or girls like Katie, and that those shows should be made. Our aim was to try and tell Jamie's story as fully as we possibly could. And maybe trying to tell her story would dilute that in some way, or maybe we would be inadequate to that task. The second thing in terms of a second series is I think Jamie's story is finished. I don't think there's anywhere more we can take Jamie. So I don't think there is a series 2. We'd love to explore the one-shot format in another way. We'd love to tell other stories with it, but I don't think a series 2 of Adolescence is quite right for us.
It's so interesting how you say Jamie's story is finished, but so many other little boys and little girls' stories are just beginning.
Yes.
Where would you like to see this going? What would you like to see the influence of this amazing drama?
I hope what this show does is it doesn't provide easy answers. It doesn't say, this is the way to solve this, this is the way to do that. I hope what it provokes is conversations on the sofa, conversations in classrooms, hopefully conversations in government. You know, when I was a kid, watching EastEnders with my mum and talking to her about what was on EastEnders that week, they were the best conversations we had. They were the best. They were the bits where we got inside what it is to be a human, you know, and what you... And those have been the best emails I've got about this too, has been, like, people saying, I've had conversations with my kid that I've never had before because of this show. And that is where I hope our sweet spot is, in creating conversation.
You've done exactly that. Anthony says this is one of the best series I've watched in a long time. Great acting, it was real, raw, emotional. The strong message was loud and clear. The ending was perfect. Susan, Adolescence is absolutely brilliant. A sensitive eye-opener for all. Thank you for everything. Jack,
That's
honestly,
very kind.
it is an extraordinary bit of drama. We've loved it, and we will continue to talk about it as well. It's great to see you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much indeed. You can watch Adolescence on Netflix now, and Owen Cooper, who plays Jamie, will be live on Thursday.
Can't wait to meet him as well.
He's amazing.
So much to talk to. Thanks for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload tons of new content every single day. So hit the subscribe button, like all the videos, and don't miss out. We'll see you in the morning.
So good, Ricky and Lorraine are here. And the minute you hear your two voices together, you're just like... What do you think when you look back at that? Do you remember the time and the place, or what was happening?
That's the funny thing about getting really old, is that things that happened a long time ago. I was thinking about that suit. I was thinking, I remember buying that suit for that video, because the only suit I had. And my dad saying to me sometime, that suit's a bit done, son, isn't it? I got that for a video.
Yeah.
You know, but you remember all these little details about events and things that you know, it's amazing how much you remember of just small things, you know?
Yeah.
You were watching that, Lorraine, and your foot was tapping away. Even after all these years, those songs, they're such vivid, evocative, emotional songs, and you still get the same thrill hearing it?
I do. I mean, I love not any music, but I love music. Music will make me move, you know. I'll be in a supermarket and my kids will say, we can't dance in the supermarket. I can't help it. But when I hear these songs, it just fills me with a lot of joy, because they've brought me a lot of joy over many years now, and they still do, and I look forward to going out there and performing them every time we do.
Yeah, you did a podcast recently, and I was listening to you talking about it, and you were like, I just love getting up on stage, wearing what I want, doing what I want, singing how I want, dancing how I want.
Yeah.
And not just disappearing.
Absolutely, and as you get older, clearly, you know, especially for women, there's a huge pressure to kind of merge into the background, and it just never occurs to me to... I think, what would you wear at 60? Well, I'll wear whatever I want at 60, same as I wore whatever I wanted when I was 20.
Yeah.
And I think more and more women feel that way, and that can only be a great thing.
Yeah.
You've got the new album. We'll talk about that in a sec. You're going on tour as well, though. It's a theatre tour initially, Ricky?
Yes, it's quite complicated. We're going for a week of shows next week, which I've actually sold out. But they're theatre shows. So there's starts in Edinburgh, it finishes in London, various points in between. But the main tour that we're going to do is in September, October. And we'll be playing bigger arenas. And on that tour, we'll probably play everything that people want to hear, which I think is probably good news for people. You know?
Everyone will love it, but also you're playing Wembley again, first time in 35 years.
Yes.
So from my calculations, that was the year you got married.
Yes, it was.
There's a lot of things happened that
So
year.
could that be the wedding celebration that you had, the anniversary celebration?
Yeah, we'll do it at Wembley. You know,
With a
just have
small
party
crowd of
there.
18,000 people.
Yeah.
What will that be like, though, sort of to do that, to be back there, sort of to recreate those moments?
Well, for us, it's been a really interesting journey because the last 15 years we've been sort of creative. And I remember the first time we played back in London, we played at the Roundhouse and it was sold out. And it was such a thrill to play a sort of sold-out London show. And it's kind of grown over the years. We've been doing the Albert Hall, and that's a thrill in itself, just to play the Albert Hall. So to play at Wembley, yeah. I mean, I'm not sure... I just can't remember much about it, but I think it will be...
I remember being very excited
Yes.
about Wembley and going from the stage all the way up to the furthest away seat in the auditorium and just thinking, I can't believe we're doing this. And it was a show, we did loads of stuff. Remember, we brought chips on and all that, and there was a lot going on. Yeah, we did. It was very theatrical.
You've got your new album out, The Great Western Road, which I actually loved the title track. That idea of where you don't know quite where you're going, where you're going to end up. What was the inspiration behind it?
It was these roads. Glasgow has the... I suppose every city has it, but Glasgow has these magnificent roads that go out east, north, and the Great Western Road is perhaps the most significant one because it starts off right at the heart of the city. It's where we used to hang out. It's where Lorraine had a flat. It's where I used to get off the underground to go up to work, right at one end. And the other end is mystery, it's beauty, it's the wilderness, it's the Highlands.
It is.
It is.
Road to the Highlands.
And that's where some of our photographs were taken out in Loch Lomond.
Yeah.
And it is absolutely beautiful. Funnily enough, we were talking about getting married. We were married out in Loch Lomond. And our daughter was married out at Loch Lomond.
What a spot that is,
and
by
it's
the way.
so beautiful, you know.
What an amazing spot, yeah.
There's a lovely track, the single Late 88 on it as well. And Lorraine, it sort of becomes apparent that was such an important year for Deacon Blue, wasn't it?
It was. It was just the year where suddenly, after a while of kind of working away and things going slowly, suddenly you have a hit single. We had Real Gone Kid, and your life changes. And in those days, I don't know if it's the same now for young bands, but in those days, life really did change quite significantly. You went on top of the pops, and things were never quite the same again.
That's what
you know?
being in this building reminds me of.
Because it used to be shot here, of course.
That's right.
When I came in, I thought, oh, this is...
Do you remember who you were on with the first time you went on?
No, but no, I don't. But you know what I do remember? I remember standing at the bottom of the stairs, and I remember Morrissey standing at the top. Well, you know, it was all these people that were here.
Icons.
You know? And you never knew until the day you turned up.
That's right.
But don't you think it's funny how your perception changes as you get older and how much you enjoy being in the moment as you get older too? Whereas when you're younger, you're always thinking of the next thing, the next number one, the next piece of success.
We never kind of took time to kind of enjoy it.
No.
Because you're all, and I was a sort of frustrating character. I was always kind of annoyed about this, that, and the other. Just always in a bad mood about things. You know, just things that you just get over when you get to a proper age. And I think now, looking back on it, I think actually, you know, it's a lovely thing to actually have the relationship with Dougie and Jim as well. Obviously, Graham's not there. Ewan decided to do something else. But that relationship, the core relationship between us and these guys...
The new guys.
And the new guys.
Which are like 15 years, aren't they?
Yeah.
But just the relationship that goes back all these years, with Dougie and Jim especially, you know, the stuff that we've been through, we're really proud of that, you know.
How does touring change now, though, Lorraine, compared to back when you were all first getting together in '88? What's the difference?
Well, we have a much more comfortable tour bus for a start.
Excellent.
That's one thing we insist on because we just couldn't do it otherwise. And we have such a good time together. It's actually the most fun part of your year. You go on tour with these guys who are all very funny. And they're all very good company, and we have a great time.
There's more women in our crew.
Yeah, we try and bring more women in, and also we're not leaving kids behind anymore.
Right.
Which is a real freedom. Yeah. You're not worrying, you're not feeling guilty, you're not working out, when am I going home, when are they coming out? They're all doing their own thing.
Will they come? Will the grandkids be able to come?
Well, the grandkids are in America.
The grandkids are in America, and their big obsession was when they saw the first video of the first single, they said, oh, great. Nonny and Poppy are going to be able to sing Wheels on the Bus. So
Literally,
that's
the
benchmark.
Litmus test, yep.
Yeah, no, they're hoping to come in the summer. They'll be over in Europe in the summer. So if
Yeah.
we're doing some shows in the summer, which we are, they're hoping to be...
But our kids come to whenever they can.
Yeah, they bring the
I don't know.
pals.
Yeah, they do.
But how cool to stand in the audience and watch your mum and your dad be like, cool, like...
Well, I think they're
mummy.
quite proud, but I think one of our
Yeah.
daughters gets quite stressed because she says, when you do a song, and I think, oh, I don't know if they like that one as much, and she hears people saying, oh, no, I don't like this. When I'm going to the bar, she really feels for us. And I'm like, try and not listen to that.
Yeah. Everyone has their own favourites, and that's
Exactly.
absolutely fine. The fact that they've come is the most important thing.
Yeah.
The fact you're here today is just really wonderful. Thank you for dropping by.
Thank you for having us. It's brilliant.
We love
Your
it.
album is brilliant.
Yeah, the new album, The Great Western Road, is out now, and you're in theatres, but I think that's sold out. But the arenas starting
Yep,
in
in
November.
September.
September?
Yep.
OK, brilliant.
Thank you.
Lovely to see you, baby.
Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out, and we'll see you in the morning.